Mohammed, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm just waiting for a connection. I don't know if you
Hello?
can. Yes, sir. Do you hear me? Hello? Hello? Justin, do you hear me?
Hello, Mohammed? Are you there?
Yes. Yes, I am here.
If
Do
you're
you?
there, your mute button is on.
Oh, is it? Let me. Just try to find out how to make it.
I can hear you
Oh, you can hear
now.
me? Can you hear me, Justin?
So this is Jason. So
Oh, Justin,
I'm
can you hear me?
I work for Justin. We understand that you couldn't get on yesterday, so you had to reschedule for today. You've got some time now, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, very good. So you've applied for a position for Cisco as a CDL driver, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I got some questions I'm gonna ask you. Just try to answer as specifically as possible. First, I'm gonna start out with some of your work history.
Yes, sir.
Your most recent work history. So what are you currently doing right now?
Well, I am now working for Walmart, and I have a good job as a driver, truck driver. I drive 5 days. I come home 2 days. The reason I was researching your company, Cisco, was the fact that you have day cabs. The people who go home mostly every night.
Okay.
So that is the main reason. Money wise, I'm very secure with Walmart. I'm just trying to see if you are a good choice for me in terms of being able to come home. Not every night, I'm very flexible. As far as the 6 days work and over weekends, I have no problem with that.
Yeah. So we deliver 6 days a week, but we only work our drivers 4 or 5 days a week, and they're home every night. You're out delivering customers. We usually see about 15 customers on average per route, and we unload about right around 800 cases off of that truck with a hand cart. So you'd be going up and down the ramp with the hand cart, delivering groceries to food service establishments, restaurants, hotels, schools, hospitals, things like that. So do you understand that part of the
Yes,
job?
I have no problem with that. Sir, how long is the trailer? Is it a reefer 53 feet long?
No, it's most of our trailers are 38-foot trailers or 42-foot trailers.
Okay. And how long is the route? How many is it? Are we talking about a local delivery? Because is it
Yeah,
like okay?
local deliveries within usually less than 100 miles of driving total.
Okay.
But in between all that, you're delivering, on average 15 stops and about 800 cases off the ramp of the trailer.
And
Handling all those by hand.
Yes, this is not a problem for me. My concern is that is it like a constant, like is it the same route every day or is it changing every week?
So it's a set of routes each week. So like, for example, today you might be in, let's say Sandy, Utah. Tomorrow you might be in Draper. Wednesday you might be back in Sandy. Thursday you might be in Salt Lake City. So, but you keep the same routes every week. We don't change every week. That driver keeps the set of routes every week. So he sees the same customers every week.
Perfect. how about the beginning of the shift? Is it like how does the shift start? Is it a certain time? Do I get a call?
Yeah, yeah. So it's anywhere between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. Start at that time, and then however long it takes to unload the truck. Usually about 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours, depending on the size of the load.
And as you said, 4 to 5 days a week. Is it like constant number of days? Like does it start at the same days every week or it rotates?
Yes, same days.
And you said the maximum is 5 days a week.
Yeah, some of our guys like to work extra. They work 6 days, but yeah, we like to keep guys at 5 days.
Okay, and how about the pay? What is the
What's that?
how about the pay scale? Like
The base pay
the
is
pay scale?
25.05 an hour.
Is it 25.05 an hour?
Uh-huh.
Is it per hour or per? Are there any other way, like other elements of the base scale, like?
Yeah, so 25.05 is the base per hour. We have an incentive based pay program where essentially if you can get the job done quicker than the time allowed, you make more per hour. So there's a scale. It goes up to like $45 an hour or something. But our most of our guys are around that $29 an hour range on that incentive scale because they've learned how to do the job more efficiently, and they stay ahead of schedule. So
Perfect. So how about mentoring, for example, from the time somebody gets hired to the time that person is fully independent solo driver? How long does it take that process?
so we do training for about 4 weeks, and then we start getting you on your own, uh, um, trying to keep the routes not as big as our normal routes for a couple of months. But after 3 months, you should be able to handle anything that's given, anything that's put on your truck. So about 3 months.
Perfect.
Okay, so you said you've been working for Walmart. How long have you been working for them?
2 years so far.
So before Walmart, what were you doing?
I worked for Crete for 3 years. Like
Crete.
yes, Crete, an OTR, like 48 states.
What do you like? What did you like about over the road?
Well, over the road is a very difficult job but because I was a beginner and I wanted to see the 40 every state in America. So the pay was not that good. The pay you really don't get paid anything. Whatever you get paid, you spend it on the in the truck stops. But it was a good exposure to every part of America from coast to coast, from the north to south. In the beginning, it was okay. Then when I discovered that it has a very high toll on my health because you don't go home. I pay rent for the apartment. I only come home 3 days a month.
Oh wow.
It was in the beginning. It was okay. I loved it. After 3 years, I needed to change. So when I came to Walmart, I started healing physically. I go home, sleep in my own bed at least 2 days a week. The trucks are clean. We have ABU in the trucks. The sleepers are spotless. The trucks is washed. So the atmosphere in Walmart was exceptionally great. And still, I am in a process of trying to see if you be able to convince me enough that I I hear a lot of good things about the Cisco, the quality of life, the well-being of drivers, the atmosphere. So I am in that point in my life when I tried to convince myself that making a move from Walmart to Cisco is going to be a good move. So the way I'm going to do it after I don't know how long is the interview going to be like. Is there a personal in-person interview, or this is the only interview?
Can you repeat the question? I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Yeah, I am trying to understand how is the interview process works for Cisco. For example,
The
yeah,
interview process?
I mean the hiring process.
Oh, so you go through interviews. Uh, well, you're interviewing me. I'm interviewing with you now. We have several candidates that we screen, and we go through and we look to see who's the most qualified, really. Um, and basically, if you're not qualified, you get notified that we haven't chosen you. If you're qualified, then we go, send an offer letter, and it's up to you from there if you want to come work here or not. That's the process. It can take a couple of weeks to get through all that, but yeah, that's it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me about some of the equipment that you've used in the past. That as it pertains to this job here.
As far as touch freight, I did not do touch freight for over so many years. We are talking about 20 years. I did not do the kind of touch freight that you have, like assembling orders from a truck using hand trucks. I did not do that every day, but once in a while I can use a hand jack, a forklift, moving pallets, but that wasn't part of my job. Most of my job was drop and hook, life and load, which it was not touch freight. But as far as the last time I did touch freight, it was not in the food industry. It was medical supplies, sanitary supplies, and it was not like I don't have to assemble the order. I just pick the equipment, drive the truck to the hospital, to the customer, deliver the equipment, and some of my equipment was as a bed weighing 700 pounds. I have to put it in a lift. So the kind of freight that you have, the food stuff, I did not have any experience, but I do have a very good experience in electronics, in scanning, going up and down a ramp using hand jacks, all the equipment that you have. I have the technical skill to do it, but I did not have the kind of like, I wasn't doing it every day for the last 20 years or so.
Okay. So I'm sure you've had to meet specific time windows in your job as a truck driver. How do you make sure that you're delivering on time?
Well, of course, that is a very strict policy in every company I work, especially Walmart. Walmart, they don't give us a minute. If a minute over the 14 o'clock or the 16 o'clock is a violation. So the way you comply with the delivery window is knowing the streets, the maps, the equipments, and planning ahead of time to be there on time or before your time. Yeah, I understand the issue of urgency, and I worked in that atmosphere.
So a little more about the job. Tell me what you know about the position that you've applied for as a delivery driver for Cisco.
What I saw, all the videos I reviewed for Cisco and other companies, is that the driver comes in the morning to the company, the truck is ready, the orders are put in pallets. He has 15 to 20 customers to go to. He have to assemble the orders, knows where to deliver them at the location of the customer. You have to find a place to stop the truck, uh, unloading uh, unloading the stuff from the truck, going through the building, knowing the customer, delivering the merchandise, scanning them, dealing with the receipts, and repeating that process.
Okay, what do you know about Cisco? This big company in the food service industry. What do you know about Cisco?
Well, I never knew that Cisco makes stuff until I start hearing that Cisco have certain brands. But the major issue I know about Cisco is the biggest food supply in the world. Uh, it delivers to customers throughout the cities of America and many countries in the world. So mainly the difference between Cisco and Walmart is that you deliver to customers, we deliver to stores, from DCs, distribution centers, to stores. As far as the merchandise or the brand names of Cisco, I really don't know much about the details, but that is the general idea I have.
Yeah, we're just a so Cisco doesn't manufacture anything. We we have vendors that pack items in our brand, just like Walmart would,
Yes.
and we everything's brought here where we warehouse it, and then from that point, our customers order what we have in stock, and it gets delivered on our trucks.
Yes, sir.
We do have our own branding. There's certain levels of our branding, but we deal with the same national vendors as Walmart does. They all make a lot of things for a lot of different companies. So, Cisco prides itself on service. We provide a service that's next day delivery on your food orders. As drivers, we're out there in front of the customers as the face of the company, more often than our salespeople are. So, um, but yeah, good stable company, Fortune 100 company. People have to eat, right?
Yes,
A
sir.
lot of people like to go out to eat.
For sure.
So, yeah.
How about the retention rate of Cisco? How long, like, do you have a very constant retention of drivers?
Our retention rate for drivers is around 75%.
Okay.
So, one in four over a year's time don't make it.
Was it?
Um,
Yeah. Did you have a problem through the pandemic? Did you have lay people off through the pandemic?
we did. We went through a spell there for about 2 months
Yes.
where we did have to reduce, but after those 2 months, we were hiring again. We called everybody back, and this is, since May of last year, we've been hiring here. So
Very good.
we bounced back pretty quickly because of some of our business. We have the schools, and the schools stayed open in the summer to feed kids. So that kind of helped us through the summer. And then ski season right now, we're still in ski season a little bit. That's been really busy. And then we're planning for a pretty busy summer as well. So.
Georgia, where I forgot that my cables, my red and the blue and hoses were connected. So I lost them. That was about 3 years ago. Uh, Other than that, the safety, we follow strictly the get out and look. The all good kids love milk. All this the good stuff about the 360 pre-trip, taking your times, cutting the speed into half, making a decision in the snow and rain. Yes, on the safety, we are very good in it, on that area. This is our strength in Walmart.
Um, what was one of the most difficult tasks you've had to learn in your prior job history, and how did you learn it?
Well, the most painful task was when you are in the mentoring and you are told over and over and over you have to know how to go in and out of a parking lot of a truck stop. Then you forgot that the way you got in, you got out in the wrong way. You discover you cannot make a U-turn with a 75-foot long truck. You have an overpass. So the most difficult part was in Iowa when I made the wrong turn on a dirt road. I followed the GPS. I was told not ever to follow the GPS. You have to have a map. You have to know the customer. It ended up I have to go back on a dirt road, one lane dirt road for half an hour. Going back with that 40-ton truck, half an hour, it was excruciating.
Yeah.
That was it. Never happened again. So going to a customer now, going to a truck stop, you have to know exactly how are you going to get out before you get in. This is a lesson that I always tell it to other people.
Tell me about a time when your work schedule changed unexpectedly, and how did you handle that situation?
I have no problem sleeping anytime. So sometimes when you have no delivery all day long, and then the dispatcher called me at 9 o'clock at night. He said I have to get from Ohio to Delaware. I have to be there 4 o'clock in the morning. I have no problem managing. Sometimes I get sleep deprived when things are hectic. But get controlling my sleep pattern. When can I get sleep? When I can get up? I did it for almost now 6 years.
Okay. Obviously in the transportation industry, we need drivers in those trucks delivering our products. Um, so attendance is a big deal for us. We can't have drivers calling out, saying they're not able to work. Because we've got customers that count on us to be there. Like I said before, we work. We deliver from Monday to Saturday, but you know, somewhere in between there, there's a day off, um, and Sundays, always Sundays off. Um, we work on the holidays. Thanksgiving and Christmas are the only two that we're off. Um, do you see any issues being able to show up to work
I
when
did
you're scheduled?
I did not miss a day in the last 7 years. Only 2 days when I have to have a flu shot and I become allergic to it. I get fever. I was working for Crete. I have to get a document from the doctor to prove that my temperature was extremely high when I supposed to come to work. That day, the truck was at my home, so there was no problem taking another day off. It,
Okay.
it did not hurt anybody. The company appreciated the fact that I only come home 3 days a month. that was the only 2 days I missed between 2014 and today's 2021. So in about 6, 7 years, you can say I missed two sick days. I was sick that day.
Okay.
Other than that, attendance for me is not very reliable in that area.
Okay. All right. What other questions do you have for me about the position or Cisco?
Well, a few questions. For example, if I go through the process, if I'm okay, if we like each other, if you like me, I like you. Would how much time can you give me to make the transition between Walmart to you? Walmart will need me from me 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, we would expect the same courtesy. A 2 week notice is fine.
Yes. Uh, you answered my question regarding. I know I see behind you a day cab, so there is no issue with sleeping in the truck. You answered the question about how long the truck is. You told me about 38, 45. Maybe the other question, are those truck like three partitions? Is it like a freezing cold, or is it just one compartment?
Um, 2 or 3 compartments. Sometimes we mix the cooler and the dry.
Okay,
Frozen is always separate.
okay.
Sometimes 3 compartment. So,
The only question that is really on my mind, or the only concern, are the two things: the digital equipment, the digital inform. Like for example, you go into a customer, you think say 50 customers a week. Do you have a very good directions on how to get to that, which part of the building? Because I see people, for example, going to a building and by mistake they deliver to another customer in the same building by mistake.
yeah.
Uh, are you
Um, yeah. There's notes on our manifest for a lot of our stops that tell you, which door it is, um, or instructions to call somebody when you get to this place, and they'll come get you. They'll open the door for you. Um, part of our training is to at least get you to see those accounts one time at least to see so that you know where you're going.
yes?
Um, but yeah, we got notes on a lot of our stops that tell you where to go.
Perfect, Jason. So, what will be the next move, Jason? What are you going to do after the interview? Is it like, do you have like,
Yeah, so I've been taking notes here, and I've got. I mean, we got a lot of interviews this week.
yes,
um, so we'll compare notes with the candidates and look at their experience and make a decision, and then you'll hear from our recruiter uh, some sometime by the end of the week
perfect,
on whether or not we're going to move forward or not. So
perfect,
if we move forward to the next phase, it would be we try to set up a second interview, um, and we work that out with you on a certain time frame. But yeah, that's how it goes.
perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
Maybe just before you leave, before I let you go, uh, I see sometimes Cisco drivers driving a double on a highway.
Uh-huh.
What kind of position is that? Are these people
That,
delivering or?
no, that's just shuttling trailers.
Oh, I got you, got you.
Yeah, we have 16 shuttle yards that we use for coming out of here. So we have shuttle drivers that take product to Boise, to Pocatello, to Cedar City, all over our distribution area. So that's what you see in there. They don't make deliveries.
I got you. Perfect,
Okay.
perfect. I don't have
Anything
another.
else?
No, if you have any question for me, you can take your time.
I think I'm good. Mohammed, it was good talking to you. If you don't have anything else, we'll conclude the interview and wish you well.
Very good. Thank you. Just appreciate it.
All right.
I,
Have a good one.
I hope to hear from you.